Scorpio. Something powerful is awakening within you, a shift so subtle yet undeniable, like the quiet pull of the moon on the tides. Except this time, the tides are your life, and the moon is your destiny. You may have felt it already. The whispers, in your spirit. The strange sensation that everything is about to change even if nothing seems different on the outside. That's because a cosmic alignment is unfolding, and at the very center of it stands you. Not the version of you that's been surviving, blending in, or holding back. No, this is the you that has been patiently waiting beneath the surface, the soul forged in silence, refined by fire and ready now to rise. Your stars are aligning for massive success, the kind that doesn't just elevate your income, but your identity, your voice, your energy. This isn't about luck, it's about divine timing, a sacred unfolding. You are stepping into a version of yourself that cannot be ignored. And as your light grows stronger, so too will the shadows that are cast around you. That's the hidden side of success. Not everyone will clap when you win. Some will pull away. Some will secretly wish it had been them. Some will resent the glow you worked so hard to earn. But Scorpio, their reactions are not your responsibility. Your only job is to stay aligned, stay grounded, and stay open to the blessings flowing your way. Because they are coming, and they are meant for you. Welcome to the Mystic Astro Zen, your sacred space for astrology insights, tarot readings, soulful guidance, and spiritual awakening. Here, we honor the mystery of transformation, the beauty of cosmic timing, and the wisdom that lives inside your soul. Through Zen practices, intuitive energy, and the language of the stars, we help you align with your higher self, attract abundance, and live with clarity. This message today isn't just for your ears, it's for your spirit. It's a reminder that your breakthrough is not just possible, it's inevitable, because it's already been written. You are the Phoenix, Scorpio, and no matter who doubts your fire, the truth remains. You were born to rise. So take a deep breath, release the weight of needing everyone to understand, and trust that what's unfolding is bigger than explanation. It's divine orchestration. Stay with me, because in this journey we're not just decoding your next success. We're preparing your soul to receive it, protect it, and embody it fully. If you're ready to step into your destiny and claim the success the universe has already written for you, tap the like button to affirm your power. Share this message with a fellow Scorpio who needs this light, and subscribe to stay aligned with your higher path. Your cosmic awakening begins now. There's a reason this moment feels different, Scorpio. Because it is. The universe is not random, and neither are the sudden shifts happening around you. The astrological currents are moving in your favor, and cosmic doors that were once sealed are now quietly creaking open. With Pluto, your ruling planet, stirring beneath the surface and sacred alignments forming in your chart, the energies of transformation, empowerment, and spiritual elevation are stronger than ever. But this success you're approaching is not simply about external wins. It's a mirror of your internal growth, your karmic shedding, your soul's deep work. You've walked through fire, learned to trust in silence, and rebuilt yourself in the shadows when no one was watching. And now the stars respond not with pity, but with recognition. They see you. They honor your evolution. That ache you've felt in your chest? That quiet urge to step into something greater? That's the calling of your higher self echoing through your body, fueled by cosmic light. This energy isn't here to tease you. It's here to invite you. The life you desire is not a dream. It's a memory of what your soul already knows it deserves. The veil is thin, the path is opening, and Spirit is aligning opportunities, people, and resources around you to help you step into your destined expansion. Don't look at the outer world for confirmation. Look inward. Trust the pulse, the rise is real. and it's written in your stars. Before the light of your breakthrough could find you, Scorpio, there were shadows you had to walk through, and you did. Silently, fiercely, and often without recognition. The pain you've endured wasn't random, and the betrayals, losses, and deep emotional implosions weren't punishments, they were initiations. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, stripped away what could not come with you into this next season. People who once felt like home drifted or disappeared. Dreams you held for years crumbled in your hands. You were brought to your knees not to break but to release. To let go of old karmic debts, ancestral burdens, toxic attachments, and cycles that repeated for generations. And though it felt lonely, it was sacred, because in every ending was a deeper invitation. To come back home to yourself, to remember who you are when no one is looking, to rebuild from the ashes not what you lost, but what your soul came here to become. That silent grief, that exhausted surrender, that moment you whispered, "I can't do this anymore," and still got up the next day. That was your soul doing the heavy lifting. That was your rebirth in progress. And now, as the energy begins to lift and the clouds begin to clear, you're standing in a version of yourself that holds more truth, more clarity, more power than ever before. You are not who you were. You are no longer tied to the energy that hurt you. You've outgrown the past, not because you're bitter, but because you're ready. And this new season of success isn't just a reward, it's a reflection of everything you've already overcome. Scorpio, for so long you've learned to hide your light, not because you lacked it, but because the world didn't always know how to hold it. You've been told you're too intense, too deep, too much. And over time you started to believe that maybe it was safer to stay quiet, stay small, stay unseen. You dimmed parts of yourself so others could feel comfortable. You stayed in rooms where your magic was misunderstood, and you carried the burden of other people's projections just to maintain peace. But now the stars are asking something different of you. They're not asking for silence, they're not asking for safety. They're asking for truth. And your truth, Scorpio, is magnificent. It's magnetic. It's powerful beyond measure. And the life that's unfolding in front of you now requires all of you. Not the edited version, not the apologetic one, but the raw, sacred, fearless version of your soul that remembers who you are beneath every scar, every silence, every survival story. You were never meant to blend in. You were born to shift energy just by entering a room. You were never meant to be understood by the many. You were meant to awaken the few. That gift you carry, that piercing intuition, that emotional depth, that quiet inner strength, it's not a flaw. It's not a weight. It's your light. And now you're being called to let it shine, not to impress, but to inspire, not to prove anything, but to walk in alignment with the soul contract you made long before you arrived on this earth. It's time to release the guilt that comes with outgrowing people. It's time to forgive yourself for playing small when your spirit was always calling for more. And it's time to stop asking for permission to be radiant. Because the truth is, your radiance doesn't require approval. It's a divine right. The universe didn't give you this energy to keep it hidden. It gave it to you so you could lead, heal, and transform others simply by being yourself. And yes, as your light gets brighter, some people will fall away. But let them. Because what's meant for you will never ask you to shrink. It will never punish you for evolving. It will never ask you to trade authenticity for belonging. Your soul is waking up now, Scorpio, not to become someone new, but to remember who you've always been. And the more you stand in that truth, the more the world around you begins to shift to match your frequency. You are not just allowed to shine, you are meant to. This new season will not require your perfection. it will require your presence, your honesty, your heart. And when you give the world your truth without apology, the right doors, people, and blessings will rise to meet you. As you rise, Scorpio, something unexpected begins to happen, not in the stars but in the hearts of those around you. You'll notice subtle shifts in energy. People who once praised you grow quiet. Conversations that once flowed feel heavy. The smiles are still there, but something in the eyes flickers. Hesitation, discomfort, a tinge of comparison they try to hide. And this is where the spiritual work deepens, because while your soul is expanding, not everyone will be ready to witness it. The truth is, your success, your peace, your glow, your alignment becomes a mirror to those who are still avoiding their own healing. You didn't do anything wrong. You simply became the version of yourself they didn't believe could exist. And while some will be inspired by your transformation, others will feel threatened by it. Not because they're evil, but because your elevation reminds them of everything they've suppressed, postponed, or sabotaged within themselves. Scorpio, this is the envy factor, the hidden shadow that arises when someone else's breakthrough activates another person's wound. It's the unspoken discomfort that lingers in the background of your victories. It's the silence that greets your joy, the side comments cloaked in concern, the lukewarm support that leaves you wondering if you imagined the tension. But no, you didn't. You felt it. You always feel it. Your intuition is too refined not to notice. And while your first instinct may be to dim your light again, to soften your shine so others feel less small, this time, don't. This time, stay centered, because your light is not responsible for the shadows in someone else's life. You didn't steal their blessing. You simply claimed your own. You don't need to explain the grace that found you. You just need to protect it. And yes, this might mean releasing relationships that once felt safe. It might mean stepping back from conversations that now feel heavy. It might even mean walking alone for a while, but not in loneliness and sovereignty. Because the path ahead of you is too sacred to be cluttered with energy that questions your worth. Let this be the season where you stop looking for applause and start trusting resonance. Let your spirit recognize who truly supports your growth and who only loved you when you were easy to manage. Not everyone who started this journey with you is meant to finish it by your side. And that's okay. Release them in love, bless them in silence, and walk forward knowing that those who are truly aligned with your soul will never fear your success. They will rise with you. Because real connection is never intimidated by elevation. It's fueled by it. Now that your light is growing, Scorpio, it's no longer a question of whether success will come. It's a question of whether you're spiritually prepared to protect it. Because the truth is, not all attacks are loud. Not all threats come in the form of conflict. Some come as subtle energy drains, small doubts whispered into your spirit, lingering fatigue after being around certain people, or that tight feeling in your chest when you overshare your joy with someone who doesn't really want to hear it. That's why in the season of elevation, spiritual protection isn't optional. It's essential. Your energy is your currency. Your light is sacred. And the more visible your blessings become, the more intentional you must be about who has access to your field. Start by grounding yourself each morning. Before you reach for your phone, reach inward. Breathe deeply. Visualize roots extending from your feet into the earth. Remind yourself, I am safe, I am protected, I am aligned. Use simple tools like black tourmaline, obsidian, or selenite to cleanse and shield your aura. Anoint your wrists or forehead with essential oils like frankincense or rosemary, speaking silent prayers of protection into the day. Set energetic boundaries, not just physical ones. If a conversation drains you, you don't owe it your time. If a space feels off, Trust your body's wisdom. If someone reacts strangely to your joy, take note, not with bitterness, but with clarity. This isn't about judgment. It's about discernment. Your soul knows who nourishes your light and who quietly siphons it. Honor that knowing. Create space in your life for solitude, silence, and sacred pause, because in those still moments, Spirit whispers guidance that the noise of the world drowns out. If you feel scattered, slow down. If you feel anxious, return to breath. If you feel attacked, retreat inward and let the divine recenter you. And remember, protection isn't about paranoia. It's about preservation. It's the art of choosing peace over performance, clarity over chaos, alignment over approval. One of the most spiritual things you can do is protect what you've prayed for. You've cleared so much karmic residue to stand in this new frequency. Don't invite old energies to reattach just because they're familiar. You owe no one an explanation for guarding your soul. The more grounded and energetically clear you are, the easier it is for abundance, clarity, and peace to flow to you. Scorpio, you don't just need boundaries. You are the boundary. You are the sacred container through which divine power flows. And when you choose to honor that with intention and grace, nothing can touch what's meant for you. Protect your light like the treasure it is, because in truth it's not just yours. It's the flame you've been entrusted to carry for the world. Scorpio, now that your light is protected, it's time to turn inward and activate the divine current of wealth that already exists within you. Because true manifestation doesn't begin with vision boards or hustle. It begins with resonance. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are aligned with. And right now, the universe is listening closely to your energy, not your words, not your goals, but the vibration behind them. So ask yourself honestly, do your thoughts support the future you're calling in? Does your self-worth reflect the value of the life you're asking to receive? Manifestation is not just a mystical concept, it's a spiritual technology. It requires clarity, commitment, and consciousness. This is your moment to align your frequency with abundance, not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, energetically. Wealth is not just about money. It's about flow, freedom, fulfillment, and feeling safe enough to live in your truth without compromise. So take aligned action. Say yes to opportunities that stretch you, that make your heart race a little, not from fear but from possibility. Spend money like you trust it will return, because energetically it always does. Invest in your expansion, in tools, teachings, and environments that elevate your vibration. Let your spending and saving reflect reverence, not lack. Speak life over your finances. Bless your bank account daily, no matter the number. Whisper affirmations that reprogram the scarcity passed down through generations. Declare, I am a sacred vessel for divine abundance. Money flows to me in ease, in peace, and in purpose. Let every action you take carry the energy of expectancy. Don't ask if it's coming. Embody the energy of when. And as you move, remember, the universe responds to confidence cloaked in surrender, not desperation. You don't need to control the how or the when. You only need to align. This is not the time to shrink your desires to fit your current reality. It's time to expand your mindset to meet your destined future. Scorpio, your manifestation momentum is sacred. Treat it like a current, not a race. You are not behind. You are not late. Everything is arriving in divine sequence. The more you trust that what you've asked for is already seeking you, the faster it finds you. Wealth isn't just around the corner. It's in your energy, in your decisions, in your willingness to believe that you are worthy without needing to prove it. When your soul and your actions are in harmony, miracles become inevitable. This is your season to receive. Not because you begged, but because you became a match for what was already written in your stars. Scorpio, now that you've aligned with abundance and opened yourself to receive, the cards have something to say, not just about your future, but about the energy surrounding your path right now. As I tune into your frequency, the tarot speaks, not in prediction, but in deep reflection. The first card that emerges is the star, a symbol of divine guidance, spiritual renewal, and recognition after a period of darkness. This is the universe's way of saying your healing was not in vain. Your scars have turned into symbols of wisdom, and now your light, once hidden, is becoming a beacon. The star reminds you that hope is not just an emotion, it's a portal. Walk through it. You are being seen, remembered, and uplifted by forces both seen and unseen. The second card that arrives is the Six of Wands, the card of public victory, acknowledgement, and celebration. But this isn't about fame or ego, it's about spiritual validation. You've done the inner work, you've walked through fire, and now the rewards are not just material, they are karmic. This card is confirmation that your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't entered yet, that your energy is opening doors faster than effort ever could. The third card is the Five of Swords, a gentle but firm warning. Not everyone who claps for you is loyal. Some applause hides resentment, some smiles are masks. This card doesn't arrive to frighten you, it arrives to empower you. Keep your circle sacred. Trust your intuition above all. If something feels off, honor that feeling without guilt. You're not being paranoid. You're being spiritually aware. And finally, the Queen of Pentacles reveals herself. Grounded, wise, abundant, and unbothered. She's not chasing validation. She's not explaining her worth. She's building her legacy in peace, in alignment, and in quiet power. This is your embodiment now, Scorpio. The tarot reminds you, your power is not loud, but it is undeniable. You are entering a phase where inner richness reflects outward stability. Your throne is not made of gold, it's made of knowing. Trust that knowing. Let the cards be a mirror, not a map. Everything you need is already within you, and even when you forget, the divine does not. These messages are not about guessing the future, they're about remembering your soul's truth. You are divinely guided. You are energetically protected. You are already on the path. And the signs, both celestial and symbolic, will continue to affirm your every step forward. Scorpio. When the outside world begins to shift, when blessings arrive, when energy quickens, when attention amplifies, the real challenge isn't about keeping up, it's about staying clear. Success brings expansion, but it also brings noise. Opinions, comparisons, expectations, distractions, they swirl around you like wind through trees. And if you're not anchored, even your soul can begin to sway. That's why mindfulness isn't just a tool in this season, it's your spiritual anchor. Each morning, before the demands of the world reach for your energy, reach for your breath. Sit in stillness, even for just 5 minutes. Place your hands over your heart and say aloud, I return to myself. I trust my inner voice. I move in. Peace, not pressure. This simple act realigns your energy before the day begins to shape you. And throughout your day, pause often. Not because you're behind, but because presence is the path. Mindfulness isn't about escaping reality. It's about engaging with it from a higher consciousness. Let your breath be your compass. In moments of stress, anxiety, or emotional swirl, close your eyes and breathe in for 4 counts. Hold for 4, and exhale for 4. This practice isn't about control, it's about clarity. When you create inner space, your outer world becomes less overwhelming. Begin each week with sacred intention. Write down how you want to feel, not just what you want to achieve. Let your goals be rooted in vibration, not just action. And when things don't go as planned, because sometimes they won't, let grace be your fallback. Scorpio, you don't need to hustle to hold what's meant for you. What's divinely aligned cannot miss you, but you can miss it if you're too consumed by noise. So unplug when your spirit calls for it. Take walks without your phone. Eat slowly. Listen deeply. Make silence part of your routine. And in the stillness, ask your soul, what do you need right now? Then honor the answer without guilt. This is the practice of sacred self-connection, not performance but presence, not perfection but peace. And in this clarity, you become magnetic to all that's true, all that's meant, all that's holy. The world may spin, but you remain centered, not because life is calm, but because you are. Scorpio, as this message draws to a close, let your spirit absorb the truth that's been whispered to you since the very beginning. You were never here to live a small, quiet life. You were born for magnitude, for deep transformation, for a light so rich and fierce that it stirs the very atmosphere around you. And now you stand on the threshold of that divine becoming. But this isn't a climax, it's a beginning. The success written in your stars is not a final destination. It's a sacred initiation into the next version of you. And with it comes responsibility, to remain aligned, to stay awake, to protect your peace, and to trust that what's unfolding is not luck, it's legacy. There will still be moments of doubt, moments of fatigue, moments where you question the path, and that's okay. Even stars flicker. But your light, Scorpio, is rooted not in performance but in presence. You are magnetic not because you try, but because you are. You don't have to chase what's yours. You only have to receive it with clear hands and a soft heart. Let this be the season you stop apologizing for your brilliance. Stop negotiating your truth. Stop hiding from the very power the universe placed within you for a reason. The right people will feel you. Not just see you, but truly feel you. And the rest? Let them fade. Your soul tribe is already on its way. The blessings are already circling. And the doors, they are already unlocking. You've passed the tests. You've cleared the karma. You've walked through fire and didn't just survive, you alchemized. Now it's time to walk through this next portal with your head held high, your heart open and your spirit grounded. This isn't just your moment. It's your rebirth. And you're not alone. You are held, guided, protected, and so deeply loved. Thank you for being here, for trusting this sacred space with your energy and your evolution. If this message resonated with your soul, if you felt seen, heard, or remembered in any way, know that it wasn't by accident. You were meant to be here, and there is more, always more. If this message stirred your soul, don't forget to like this video to anchor the energy, share it with someone who needs clarity and healing, and subscribe to the Mystic Astro Zen for more astrology insights, tarot readings, and soulful guidance every single week. You are seen, you are supported, and your next chapter is blessed. And remember, your light is ancient, your purpose is holy, and your success is inevitable. Breathe it in. You're ready now. The universe agrees.